You serious? Are you serious? Yesterday in my live radio broadcast, and you could watch it live streaming at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com, and even participate in the live chat room, or listen to the broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, or on your cell phones if you call the number 347-324-5208. You can listen to the broadcast. But a man called in that works for the federal government. He only identified himself as Mike from around the world, he said, but he did say he was on the government payroll. And he said there was conversation going on that we're not entering into meteor showers, but we're getting ready to enter into meteor storms. And he said it's bringing great concern to the nations of the world. But he also talked about the fact that there was this image that appeared that was then scrubbed by NASA. But they missed one frame. And because of that, Jesse and others have spotted it. Jesse Waltman from BP Earthwatch, he spotted it because he's filming everything from all these different camera angles. And other amateur astronomers are doing it as well. And because of that, NASA fired 4 government employees for making this mistake. Listen to this conversation. We even talk about the black horseman of the apocalypse. So here we go. I'm on the phone taking a live call from a man I've never spoke to before in my life, a man by the name of Mike from around the world, works for the federal government.
304, let me find that one. God bless. I mean, seriously, I'm really trying my best to help people understand that we're living in the last days. God bless you, area code 304. Are you there?
Hey, Pastor Paul. How you doing?
I feel great. I'm blessed and highly favored of the Lord. Who we got there?
This is Michael from all over the world.
Michael.
And I first wanted to say it's a blessing to hear you actually preaching, not being a compromised messenger, as we do here. But I called in. I wanted to comment. The gentleman that was on there talking about Einstein. I wanted to comment to clarify something. In the public, comments are often revealed based on their optical relevance. In other words, they're not going to give you exact dimensions. So he was right in saying that they're, in the background, they do limit the data that the public will get.
Right.
And so that's a clue to that one.
Yep.
Also, with the information that you have been given, I often say one specific thing is that we know that the Lord will send certain people over into a strong delusion. A delusion being a belief held with strong conviction despite evidence to the contrary. And what's happening now is, first of all, people in a delusion don't believe they're in a delusion.
Right.
It evades them to understand that they're in a delusion. What I see happening now is we're given all these signs, and yet people are still looking for some type of scientific proof, but they really don't have a handle on what the real world is, basis what's been presented to them through science, through that educational institution. And so the delusion is not coming. It has been formed, and people are being drawn
already
into it.
here.
It's already here. The spirit of
more and more every day.
Yes, it is.
Well, the same thing in my humble opinion, the same thing would apply to Revelation. Many people are, when the horses ride, I hear many ministers say the horses are about to ride. But I do recall at the end of Revelation, Jesus saying the time is at hand, which means it began 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But here's something interesting. The black horse with the scales. To me, it didn't actually mean an economic collapse, but it did mean to me that everything was going to be based on a global economy, which we have right now.
What it meant was...
One world government.
And you're exactly right. It meant was that the global economy would be in the scales of the hand of the black horse rider. There would be one entity controlling the balance of the economic scales. It would not be just in the hands of everyone, but there was a specific time when that black horseman would be carrying the balance of the economy in his own hand.
And that would be, of course, when the beast is in full power and the Antichrist is leading the one world government or the New World Order, or as the Bible calls it, the beast. And of course he'll have a sidekick, the false prophet. Let's listen more.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I also believe that those hidden things, see, things can be going on right now, but if they're hidden, people won't apply them. Now, the information you give out on a daily basis is strong evidence pointing towards many hidden things. And like you said the other day, which I really liked, even the animals are paying attention. They are obedient. Their actions are obedient. And we're given these signs, yet people still think we're going to face some type of one-ordered physical threat, and that's not the case. Another point I want to bring out is 4 people were relieved from NASA subsidiaries for that image that popped up.
Really?
That he was talking about. So I think that will come out later, probably in some articles and so forth.
You're saying 4 people were fired over that one scrubbed image that got through that he's referring to.
Yeah, that was actually intentional. However, unfortunately, when people do see things like that, they would it's quickly washed away. And if the story actually pops out that those people were dismissed, then of course they're going to come back with something to draw people's attention away from any real threat. I would like, when he comes back on, to describe the way our solar system actually moves throughout the galaxy and why we can't see the southern regions like we should, because this is where most of the stuff is coming from. I'll put it that way. Most of the things are coming from our southern portions of the way our solar system is moving through the galaxy. And there's a buzzword going around. We often, and I am on the government payroll, I'll just leave it at that, but meteor storms, not meteor showers, is a phrase being used more and more. It has heightened the alert level of many nations.
Meteor storms is the buzzword that's being used more and more around. It has heightened the, I believe he said, the interest or the awareness of many nations. Now, just today, that was yesterday's live broadcast I do with a government employee calling in, giving us inside information that 4 NASA employees were terminated due to letting that object that Jesse Waltman at BP Earthwatch spotted on camera, as well as others. And because of that, NASA let 4 people go. This man says that also there's a concern of meteor storms. And it's funny because today now is December 4th, 2013, and spaceweather.com just came out with their article, as they do every day, and it's called Germine Meteor Shower. Earth is entering a stream of debris from rock comet 3200 Phaeton, source of annual Germine meteor shower. Our planet is just dipping into the outskirts of this debris zone now, so visual meteor rates are low. Nevertheless, the Canadian Meteor Orbit radar is starting to pick up echoes from the Germane meteoroids. This December 4th radar map shows a concentration of activity in the constellation Gemini. Let me just say this. They're calling it showers. They're giving us a little heads up. We're getting ready to enter into it. But you heard what he said. It's not showers, Paul, anymore. We're getting ready to enter into meteor storms. That means a lots of asteroids and meteorites and a higher alert level. It's giving the concerns of many nations. We're going to be talking about these things and a whole lot more, including the water turning blood red and the nations rising against nations and many other subjects today at our live broadcast. So don't miss it. Today from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. Give your life to Jesus Christ.